Welcome to Sinister Heroes. I'm your host, Danny Iniquitous. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, this is a channel about Dungeons and Dragons, where we'd like to take a darker turn with everything we do. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. And one of the best things about this is being able to communicate with all you guys, hear some of the great character concepts you've created, and some of the awesome stories and events that you were able to do with your incredible DMs. So this week's video, we're going to talk about 1D&D and subscriptions and kind of the future of what's going on. So let's jump right into what's up. So with 1D&D trickling down information as it goes along, we're getting a little bit of a view of what it might look like. The playtest has shown us some cool things, some terrible things, some things I absolutely despise, and some things that are really just meh. Unfortunately, with that comes a lot of confusion, especially with things like subscription plans, virtual tabletops, their digital design, and what that actually means for us. There's a lot of fear, and a lot of people don't understand some of the things that already exist, so we're going to take a look at some of that and see what that actually means for the future. So let's first talk about digital Dungeons and Dragons and how people play it and what that means. If you play Dungeons and Dragons with your friends or any other tabletop RPG with your friends, and you meet up and you share your books or whatever information you have and you play like that, it is going to be a very big shock for you that there is a subscription involved with D&D Beyond, with Roll20, which they actually already have. So when 1D&D finally drops with their digital tools and all those concepts and ideas and formidable maps that you can create, yes, there's going to be a subscription. But that's not really that strange or unusual. Roll20, like I said, has a subscription plan. D&D has a subscription plan. And in Roll20, you are very limited with what you can create with the size of your maps and the depth of things you can already prepare ahead of your sessions. This is a very crippling thing in their free format, which just, it really doesn't feel as good. You really need that extra space in order to create maps and really dive into games, especially if you have players that tend to go in random directions from time to time. D&D Beyond has another subscription. So when finally 1D&D comes out with their digital tabletop, yeah, they're going to have a subscription. That's how these things were staying alive previously. I would like to say that the subscription prices would fall once they merge with Wizard of the Coast to produce the 1D&D tabletop, but I can't say for sure. That being said, there are certain things that would make it absolutely worth it and some things that would not, but it's not something to fear because we are already using it currently. Is a subscription right for you and your group? It all depends on how you guys like to play. If you like to play Theater of the Mind and you play in person, then I really don't see a big reason for you to have a subscription. If you guys do maps that you guys write out, then it's not necessary. The main reason being you just need to keep your character sheet in order, and doing so is pretty simple, especially if you have a free account with any one of these that already currently exist. You can use it just for your character sheet, and that's really all you need. You can keep everything going and judge your resources, manage everything properly, and you do it more so like they do on Critical Role, where it's mostly Theater of the Mind, battle maps come out, and then it's just them using their tablets to make sure they have enough spells and how they're using them and keep them in order so that way they know what they're doing and what they do have and what they don't have. It is dependent on who you are as a group. I don't mind kicking in a few bucks to the DM to keep a campaign going. It's something I did when I first started playing because Roll20 was very different. That's the format we used. And it was hard to generate the maps and keep everything going and have the available size, and the DM was prepared and had a lot of different things to go in case we went in different directions. Not having that made things very, very difficult and really kind of slow down our way of playing because we are more familiar with that. So that was something we had to overcome and had to figure out a way to work around. So we all just kicked the DM a couple of bucks, which ended up being like $1, $2 per person, and then they had everything they need. It worked out. They were happy. Everyone was cool. Everyone paid their fair share, and we were covered, and it wasn't a huge impact. So if you're a heavy online group playing party, I encourage you to consider that if it's a viable option for you. A lot of this is just me guessing as to what they're going to do, but they're going to follow trends that already exist. That's the way corporate world works. It's very monkey see, monkey do. So Roll20 has been around for a long time. Obviously, they're going to copy that subscription base. It works and it helps people create maps, which is a foundation of what they're looking to do. They already have a partnership with D&D Beyond, and it already has a subscription just for maintaining character sheets and really out of combat responsibilities, content, book information that you can share with other people. It's going to be a subscription. There's no way it's not going to be. Are there ways around it? Absolutely. What's important is that you don't lose your mind over something that already exists. It is current. It has been happening for a long, long time. Financially, wherever you are, we all get there. We either have money or we don't. We have to sacrifice things that are joyful for the things that we need. Sometimes we're plentiful with what we have, and we can, splurge on the things that are not necessary. This is a game. It is a hobby. It is something you do for fun. If you are concerned about money, maybe take a break and focus on doing things that might better your situation. This, over time, does add up. $5 every month ends up being $60 a year. And then 2 years, it's $120. Considering some campaigns can last a year and a half, yeah, that's money that's continuously going down into playing. So either it's one person handling all of it, or it's an entire group. Depending on who you are and who you're playing with, I don't, if you're a close friend and this is your D&D group, these are your ride or die guys, is it really going to hurt you to kick in a few bucks every couple of months? Maybe not. Maybe so. If you have a thing just about the principle of what it means to pay out money to a company monthly and what that means, I wouldn't mind if it gave you access to all the books, current and future. It makes sense to me. I don't think you should be paying for expansion packs like you do in MMORPGs when you're already playing for the subscription that's keeping it alive. I think a lot of that has to go through, and ultimately it's not like a mom and pop corporation where they can make choices that are just their choice for what they believe in. They're part of a corporation. They have to make money. And if they're not, they're going to destroy it. So don't let this thing hinder you so much. Don't be so fearful. Don't lose your mind. Does it suck? Maybe. Is it something that you cannot handle? Absolutely not. You can just make the choice to just not use these. There's plenty of free content out there, and when 1D&D finally rolls out with their virtual tabletop, these other free content is still going to be there. They will always be competing. So you have options. You have ways to handle this. So don't freak out about what's to come, because first and foremost, it's not bad news until it's bad news. Secondly, a lot of this is shining light on things that people don't already know or don't already use. If you're not actively using D&D Beyond and Roll20 for your actual content constantly, these issues don't come up to you. So it's blindsiding you. So you don't know, like, oh, all of a sudden now I have to pay this. So really just take this and give it a moment. Don't get into the hysteria and think about what that means for the future. While making this video, I'm pretty sure a lot of other DMs I've played with are going to go, well, hey, you never gave me anything. And, sorry. But to be honest, it's a good moment to reflect on what DMs actually do for their entire parties and groups of friends. It's really a management role of the game. And you take on a lot of stress and planning and work that nobody else does. I'll be honest with you, being a chaotic neutral character doesn't have to sit there plotting all day what they're going to do. They can kind of just wing it and disrupt the whole game. But a DM has to prepare for that. And in situations where they are providing this and putting money into it and supporting the complexity of their games and it's a great sacrifice that they make, and I don't ever believe they get enough credit, because it goes unseen a lot of the times. So as a small little love letter to all of you DMs out there who do put the sacrifice in, who do all the work, who make everything so amazing for the things that we do, thank you, because this game would suck without you. For all those who are thinking about it, who get overwhelmed at thinking about all the work that they have to do and everything, I hope you understand that people are so grateful just to be able to play, that it doesn't matter if you come out with these super impressive maps or these super impressive macros or anything. The fact that you're willing to go through this to bring other people joy is something that's going to cause people to want to play and want to learn and want to enjoy your story that you're trying to write. And it takes a lot, and all very, very grateful for that. And obviously none of this happens without us, and I hope all of your friends and all your party members, the people you play with, truly are supportive for the things you do and really are grateful, because a lot of times nobody ever says anything. So thank you.